Hello, fellow vapors. This is Crash with CrashVapes.com. I'm sorry for my followers and subscribers and watchers. I'm sorry that I haven't done any more reviews as of late. I know on my last video I said that there was more coming, and then somebody today posted on my Pure review, where's the FECTA review? And I said, that's a good question. So I've got a FECTA. We're going to go over it. I've been using it a lot. It goes with me 3 or 4 days out of the week. I usually have 2 to 3 devices with me at all times, as most of you know, so it gets rotated throughout the day depending on my flavor moods. The FECTA is stainless steel. This one is the polished stainless steel, which is really held up. As a lot of you know, I'm a mechanic of sorts, so my devices get hammered. They're in my pocket, on the desk, get grease all over them, and you can tell that the finish on this thing is really, really durable. I've dropped it a couple times. I don't know if you can see any of the scuffs. I know the switch has a couple little nicks in it. Yeah, there's a little scuff mark. It says FECTA on the switch. Very thin wall. There's your button, which I really like about this. Same thing with the Pure. The Pure and the FECTA both have that really nice thin-walled. Here's a Pure, thin-walled switch housing, which is nice. It's comfortable. The regular iHybrids have a very thick one due to the aluminum, it's nice as well. It's just different. It's good for out and about. I've found that the standard iHybrid, the LEs and all that, I don't carry around with me as much as I used to. Like today I had a Pure Titanium, my bare brass mod with my synthesis, which I still use almost every day. And then I had the FECTA with me. So that's kind of, what my rotation was today. Oh, and I also had the Cyborg. So the FECTA is a standard Genesis style device with a 510 connection. I don't know where my 510 connection is, so I can't really show you that. But to make it a mod, a 510 mod, you just take your entire atomizer section and you unscrew it like so, and then you have your tube with your switch, and you just screw on the 510 connection on the top. Now on the atomizer, tank protector comes off like so. On the atomizer you have this screw in the bottom, and this screw is to adjust for your different battery heights. So some people use IMR flat tops, some use nipple tops, some use no top. No, they all have tops. But I've even noticed, like, I have 2 different eFest. Like, I think I got 2 here that are different. These are both eFest 1100s, both 18500, and you can see how much taller this guy here is. And they say the same thing on them. A little bit different font. I bought them from the same company, just different different shipments to them. So the manufacturer that my buddy was buying them from, I don't know, they're different. On the Addy deck, you have a standard setup. This one has 2 holes. Hang on. Autofocus Bandit. So you got 2 holes on here. He designed this to be set up either right or left-handed. I know some people that are left-handed have a hard time wrapping a coil when it's not on this side. So that's why it's this way, and it's also the same size hole on both sides, which means the green lure lock syringes fit. These guys right here, the big ones, which is very handy because some of these thick juices these days is very hard to squeeze down the little tiny hole that is on this needle, the yellow or orange, I guess it's orangish, I don't know, weird color. Anyhow, on here I've got some 325 mesh with a 0.8 4-wrap of ribbon wire. That's kind of been my standard wire for these last few months, is the 0.8 ribbon. I have some 0.9 ribbon as well that I use in my dripper. I don't know what the real difference is. It just sounds better in the dripper. I've been getting over a cold, so you have to forgive me. With the battery height adjuster in here, what I normally do is I get it to where I feel a little resistance, and then I have to go a little bit more. Like, that's perfect, and you can see that it's pretty much, I mean, it's not seamless, obviously, because there's a seam there. Stupid camera. But it is as seamless as you can get. Very good finish on that part. Top cap goes back on like so. Line it up with your wick, as you all know. Top cap on. And let's have some Captain's Custard. Obviously, coil is going to make a large difference in your vapor and flavor, depending on what kind of coil you wrap. So saying, oh my god, it's got tons of vapor is more dependent on the coil than anything else, I believe. But having that nice small chamber in there, which is very similar in size to the synthesis. Here's a synthesis. And then here's a FECTA. And you can see both of them have a step. Don't mind the gunk in there. It's actually a smaller air chamber than the synth, and the flavor is just phenomenal. It's always had really good flavor, even with my not so good or old coil builds that are funky as this one is. The flavor is still great. I don't know what size this air hole is. I think it's 1.2 millimeter. I'll put it in the description. I haven't drilled out any of my iHybrid mods. I've got like a Trident dripper, and then I've got a Nimbus that's been, well, the Nimbus has been drilled out. The Trident's all stock holes, and you know, those are great for what they are. But I think on the iHybrid, I think Faceless kind of just hit the nail on the head with what size air chamber and air hole he has. The combination's always worked real well for me. The Pure is a really tight draw, which after vaping it for 5 minutes, I don't notice at all. But when you first go to, you know, take a draw off, it's like, oh my god, this thing's super tight. But I think that they're all that way for a reason, and they seem to work really well with that. So anyhow, I guess that's about all I got right now on the FECTA. Maybe next time we'll talk about the Type Pure, or maybe the collab from the Face Dock collaboration. But for now, I'll sign off. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise, feel free to post over at my blog or down below. And have a great one. See you later.